coffee, it can wake me up every day, and with tea and coffee and milk, I can have the healthy body.
Okay. That's very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So, Jennifer, there are a few things I'd like to talk about this sentence. But first, I see Elon just entered our class. Hello, Elon.
Nice to meet you
Hello,
again. Nice to see you again.
me too.
Ah, very
Nice
good,
to see you.
Jennifer. Well done. Nice to see you, Elon. Excellent. So, Jennifer is with us in class today, and today we are learning the story of coffee. And we just asked, what is your beverage of choice? And Jennifer gave a very good answer. But I want to talk about something with you, Jennifer. You said tea and coffee is, but very important, is singular. We are talking about tea and coffee. That's two different drinks. So what we should be saying is are. Coffee and tea are my favorite beverages of choice. Okay? Because we're talking about two different drinks, we are talking in the plural form. So we should be saying are. Okay? Very good. Number two, Jennifer. Saying tea and coffee again is repetitious. You're repeating and it's unnecessary. So instead of saying tea and coffee again, you could just say they. So a good sentence would say, tea or coffee are my favorite beverage, or are my beverages of choice because they can wake me up. Okay? So this is what we have. We are consistently using plural words to describe the sentence. That way we have symmetry and a beautiful sentence about our beverage of choice. Okay?
Beverage.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Teacher, I have one question.
Yeah.
For example, tea or coffee, it is one or two. I feel confused. Sorry.
Very good. Okay. Let me think about it.
Plural. If all,
Let me think. Tea or coffee is my. So I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
Let me think about that one.
Sorry.
Tea or coffee are my beverages of choice. So I think here's the difference. I'm going to try my best to explain this. So the reason we use are here is because you're saying you like both of them. If you were really separating the two, if you were saying you like one over the other, then it would be singular. But because you were giving two options, you were saying tea or coffee, it's still plural because you're referring to two different types of drinks.
I see.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So maybe if you said tea, but not coffee is my favorite beverage, because you're singling one out. You're taking one specific drink. Because we're talking about two different beverages, it's in the plural form. Yes, Jennifer, that was a good question. I had to use my brain there for a second. Very good. Okay. So I want us to move right along with class. So what we will do, we'll get Elon to read question number 2.
Okay, many people can can't start the day without a cup of coffee. Most say that it is the distinctive aromatic smell that draws them to the first cup of the day. Do you enjoy the smell of coffee? If coffee smelled differently, do you think you would still drink it?
Very good. Excellent. Elon, you read that perfectly. You even read these two words very, very well. distinctive, aromatic. Very well done. Very well done. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, you did a very good job, Elon. Now, if coffee smelled differently, do you think you would still drink it?
To be honest, I won't. I won't drink coffee if they smell very horrible. Because in my opinion, coffee is too bitter, and it also harmful for our body. I mean, it's unhealthy if you drink too much. Yeah.
Interesting. So, Elon, this is for a different class. We'll talk about this another time. But coffee, research is coming out saying that coffee is actually very healthy for you.
Okay.
Coffee is very healthy for you. But it has to be the right amount. Too much of anything is really bad. So there's a good amount of coffee to have. Having some coffee a day is actually good for your health. But this is an English class, so let's talk about English. Let's talk about English. So you gave a really nice answer. I won't drink coffee if it smelled horrible because, in my opinion, coffee is too bitter. So the question is, if coffee smelled differently, do you think you would? Do you think you would? So what this is asking about the future. So if, would. So you wouldn't say, I won't drink coffee. You would say, I wouldn't drink coffee if it
Okay.
smelled horrible. I
Yeah.
wouldn't drink. So that would mean that way you have consistency between the question. So the question is in the future tense and your answer is in the future tense. And I just talked about this with Jennifer, but we want to not have repetition in words. So I wouldn't drink coffee if it smelled horrible, because in my opinion, we would say it. It. We don't want to say the word coffee too much because we're just repeating. It's not good to repeat words too much. So instead, you could just say it. Okay? It is too bitter. Okay? Oh, very well done. Both very, very good job. Okay, and now question number 3. I already got an answer from Jennifer. We were talking about this before. But Elon, do you drink coffee? Do you drink coffee?
To be honest, I rarely drink coffee.
Rarely. Very good. I rarely drink coffee. Very, very good. I rarely drink coffee. Excellent. Elon, didn't you say you're a student? Are you a student?
Actually, I have worked for 5 years.
Okay. Ah, so you work, okay. Because I was gonna say, most students I know drink a lot of coffee to study for exams. But good for you. Good for you for not needing coffee to stay up late. Very good. Okay. So Elon, Jennifer, do either of you have any questions? Any questions about this slide?
But I want
No,
to
thank you very much.
add some additional information.
Yeah.
If I'm a coffee
Yeah.
drinker, I think maybe I would drink coffee if I feel tired or stressful. So I in this way I won't limit the account of the carbs.
Ah, very good. Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Okay. So very good answers. Very, very well done. But let's move on. Let's move on to our next slide. Okay, so we are going to start by reading. So, Jennifer, I will have you read the first slide, and then we will go on, and Elon will read the next slide.
Okay. Early morning fix. There are two kinds of people in this world. First, there are those chirpy early birds, always fresh as a daisy and primed for a new day. Then there are those of us that can't set foot out the door without having had a cup of coffee, as most people are. Sorry, self-admittedly not morning people. It explains best why freshly brewed coffee is one of the best-selling beverages in the world. Thank you.
Exactly. Very, very good. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this question a little bit because there's two words you are going to hear very, very often in the English speaking world. If you really like the night, people call that a night owl. If you are a morning person, you will say a morning person or an early bird. So, Elon, are you a night owl or are you a morning person?
I'm totally a night owl.
Very good, very good. I like that. Well, that explains why you're up so late, always taking these classes. I am totally a night owl. Very good. And Jennifer, how about you? Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Yes, I'm a morning person.
I am a morning person. Wow. Jennifer, how early do you wake up? How early do you wake up?
5:30.
Whoa! 5:30. My goodness. My goodness. I'm a night owl. So 5:30 is really, really, really early. Elon, do you ever wake up or could you ever imagine waking up at 5:30 a.m.?
It's about 1 years ago.
Elon,
Maybe
could you imagine waking up at 5:30 a.m.?
yes. I just I used to wake up at this time years ago,
Very good.
but I
Excellent,
can't
excellent.
but I can't stand,
Very good, very good.
so
Excellent.
I quit.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you, I'm a night owl, but I really, really, really wish I was a morning person. I'd much rather be a morning person than a night owl. But that's that. Let's move on. Let's move on. So, Elon, I will get you. Here we go. Okay. So now we are going to get into coffee politics. Coffee politics. What does this say, Elon?
Okay.
Entrepreneur.
Ma- many
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur will wish that a coffee house or franchise is a safe bet. Nowadays, it is also a very diversified industry, allowing coffee outlets to pick and choose beans from dozens of coffee producing countries, subsequently making laborious demands on farmers. From Colombia to Vietnam, farmers in the bean belt feel as if they are being put through the coffee grinder themselves in order to quell the market's thirst for coffee, in spite of all the brouhaha about fair trade coffee. Farmers still often get a raw deal when it comes to profits.
Excellent, excellent. Elon, that was really hard, but you read that
Brouhaha.
very well. That is maybe one of the hardest slides I've ever seen you have to read. Those are a lot of really tricky words. So, before I start to point things out, do you have any questions? Any questions?
No question, thank you.
Okay. Let's talk about some of these words. So,
Colombia.
Elon, I notice with a lot of our words ending in ET, a lot of the time you make an ite sound. You make an ite sound.
Bet.
But when you see an E and a T at the end of a word, it should make a et sound. So when you said these two words, it sounded a little bit like you said bite and outlight, but it should be bet, bet, and outlets. Okay?
Okay. Outlets.
Bet and outlets.
Outlets.
And outlets.
Outlets. Bite. Outlets.
Outlets.
Lets. Outlets.
Outlets.
Very good.
Outlets.
Very good. Much better. So a sound, not I. Very good. Okay. Now, Jennifer, what is this word? What is this word? Elon said it very well, but I want to see if you could read it because this is a really hard word.
Entrepreneur.
Yes, exactly. Entrepreneur. Oof, that is a tricky one. Very good.
Entrepreneur.
Very good.
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Very good. And what is this word?
Diversified.
Perfect. Very good. Diversified.
Diversified.
Nope. Elon, can you say diversified?
Diversified. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Diversified.
Very good. One more time. Diversified.
Diversified.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Now, this is the name of a country. This country is Colombia. Colombia. Very good.
Colombia.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. This word. What's this word?
Grinder.
Oh, this one is a tricky one. It's actually I. Grinder.
Grinder coffee.
Yeah. Exactly. So to grind something up, to really break it up, you grind coffee into little pieces. You grind. So it is a coffee grinder. Okay? Okay? Grinder. And very good. So this word you said very well. This word is quell. Well. And this last word is an interesting one. I never, ever use this word in English. I've only seen it a few times before, but it is pronounced brouhaha. Brouhaha. Very good. Very good. So in today's class, we're going to learn what brouhaha means, but don't worry too much about it because you may never hear it again. You may never hear the English word again because it is a very informal word. It is an informal word, and there are much better words to use than brouhaha. So a little bit later, we're going to learn the word. Don't worry too much about it. So, any questions? Any questions about this slide?
No, thank you.
No.
Good. Very good. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, Jennifer, what is this one?
The legend.
Very good. Yeah.
Oh, this is very famous for the picture from the Bible.
It is. It is. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what? I don't really know why they chose this picture, but maybe we'll understand in a minute.
Yes. Okay. The discovery of coffee unfolds in the legend of an Ethiopian gathered, who noticed that his flock became quite frolicsome after they had grazed on the brownish red cherries from a particular tree. Out of curiosity, he sampled some and noticed their titillating effect. He then told his leader about his discovery. The leader, totally infatuated by their sobering propensities, devised a method to dry the beans and boil them in water, producing a hot drink that kept him awake all night. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. Excellent. Okay. So let's talk about a few of these words. Let's talk about a few of these words. So, again, this is the name of people from a country. Have either of you heard of the country Ethiopia? Ethiopia?
Yes, I think Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
So Ethiopia is a country in Africa. So Ethiopia is the country, but Ethiopian are the people of Ethiopia. Okay? So Ethiopian. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, I'll tell you, interesting enough, I actually, before looking into this class, I had never seen this word before. I had never seen this word before. So I had to look this up. It just goes to show no matter how good your English gets, or no matter how good you get at any language, there's always room to learn. But
Goat herd.
this word is just goat herd. Goat herd. So it's a
Goat
person
herd.
who collects goats.
Goat herd.
A person
Goat herd.
who collects or cares for goats. Okay, so goat herd. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is this word?
Titillating. I don't know.
What is this word right here?
Titillating.
I don't know. Sorry.
Elon, you want to try
Excited.
this word? You want to try saying this word?
Excited.
Ooh,
Excited.
the word that starts with the letter T. Oh, sorry. Not what does the word mean? Can you just read the word? Can you just read the word?
Titillate. Titillating.
Titillating. And yeah, very good. Very good. So, Elon, you actually gave a very good answer, but we'll even have a more detailed answer in our vocabulary words later. But very good. Titillating. Okay? And Jennifer, you read this word perfectly, but I just want to make sure we both know it. So, Elon, this word is infatuated. Infatuated.
Infatuated.
Very good. And the very last word. Yeah, the very last word. When you break it up, it's a lot easier.
Propensities.
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 Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. So, Elon,
teacher.
Jennifer, any questions? Any questions about this slide?
Yes. Yes, I have one question, teacher. For
Propensity.
the word HERD, at the end of the
Yep.
Goatherd, what does it mean, HERD? Because I saw this word is common used in Bible.
Yes. Okay. So herd is a word. So it is like a way of gathering. It's a group. So a herd is the gathering or group it. The gather or group animals. So often in things in biblical times, if you look into various things, if you look into the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, many of these religious stories, looking at the Torah, many people had sheep herds. There's you often will hear things about buffalo herds.
It's 3 o'clock.
It's basically when you gather or group these animals together.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Very good. Excellent. So let's move on. Okay, here we go. Elon, did you read this?
And I have a question. You were talking about a word named bubble. What is bubble? You mean
Bible?
yeah? You Jennifer
Yeah.
Bible
said
in Chinese is 圣经.
okay. Okay, I know. So I will go on.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Another legend.
So Elon, you want to?
Another legend is that of a condemned man called Omar, who was banished to the desert outside the city of Machar in Yemen to succumb to starvation. Apparently, vision directed him to a coffee tree where he ate the beans out of desperation. On regaining his strength, he returned to Macha. The locals interpreted it as a sign that God had punished the man in order for him to introduce the magical effects of coffee to the rest of the world.
Very good. Excellent. Again, really hard words, but you did an excellent job. So this first word is condemned. Condemned. Yeah, so you know what?
Condemned.
This N is actually silent. So it's condemned. Condemned. Very good.
Condemned.
Excellent. And now, this word I want to talk about for a moment because this is one mistake even English speakers make. So this
Dessert.
word is desert. Desert is a dry land. But dessert is something delicious. It is a delicious thing we eat. So 1S is the difference of a completely different word. There's a trick in English we say is you think of 2 S's for dessert, because you always want more dessert. You always want more dessert, so there's two S's. So if you're ever trying to think, how do I spell desert and how do I spell dessert? Dessert has two
desert.
S's because you always want more. You always
Okay.
want more. Okay?
Okay.
Desert.
Very good.
Dessert.
Yeah, so
Dessert.
cert.
Dessert.
And one is
dessert.
I'm trying to think how do we yeah, so one the emphasis is put on the beginning. It's desert or
Desert.
or desert. So there's more of an emphasis on the ert here.
Dessert.
Desert
Dessert.
and dessert.
Dessert.
It's such a
Dessert.
little difference. It's such a little difference. It's a really tricky one.
Dessert.
Okay.
Dessert.
Now, this is the name of a place. And Elon and Jennifer, unfortunately, I've heard 2 or 3 different pronunciations of it. I think it's
Mocha.
but it may not be.
Mocha.
I went to different places and they have different pronunciations. I've never heard of this place in Yemen. I've never heard of it before. So I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I think it's mocha. Okay. Then this word is succumb. Yeah. So there's something called mocha. There's mocha the drink. There's mocha the drink, which is often known as coffee and chocolate. And my guess is that it was named the mocha drink was named after this, but I'm not 100% sure. It makes sense. We're talking about coffee, and mocha is a drink with coffee in it. So I think it's mocha, but it may not be.
Right.
So I think so. But so this word is succumb.
Succumb.
Very good. And Elon, what is this word? Your internet broke up a tiny bit when you said this word.
Strength.
Strength. There we go.
Strength.
And then the last word is pardoned.
Okay, pardoned.
And excellent. Very well done. Okay. So we're running very low on time, so we're going to skip this question. But do either of you have any questions about this slide?
No question. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Very good. Excellent. Let's move on. But before we move on, Jennifer and Elon,
Succumb.
I want to tell you, you guys are doing a really, really good job. These are really hard words. And I want to tell you, for learning English, this is very good. The more words you learn, the better. But these are big words that you don't need to know for conversation. If you travel anywhere in the world, if you talk to people in work, you're not going to use a lot of these words, but they're still very good to know. Because every so often you may hear them. Okay? So now, here we go. Jennifer.
Okay, Arabia and Europe. By the year 1010, the first coffee trees had been cultivated on the Arabian Peninsula, and the brew slowly filtered through the rest of the Arab world, reaching Mecca and Cairo by about 1510. Coffee was sold in a cup on the street, in the marketplaces, and at coffee houses frequented by
Mecca.
the upper class. A coffee house was the place to be seen, as opposed to the once popular taverns. Europeans' first contact with coffee was in the early 17th century. unbeknownst to them at the time, this darkly brewed beverage would become a fixture in modern Western lifestyles. Thank you.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Very well done. So, Elon and Jennifer, I'm going to tell you how to read this one, but reading the years is a whole different lesson.
Fixture.
I could probably spend 30 minutes on how to read the years, but this one is 1100. The year 1100.
1100.
Unbeknownst.
100 or hundreds. Okay.
Exactly. So if you ever see a number followed by 2 zeros, the answer will be the year
Unbeknownst.
1200, 900, 1800. 1800. So that's usually the general rule. Okay? Very good.
Thank you.
And now this word. Yeah. So it's very interesting. I'm Canadian, but I've actually been living in the UK for 1 year. I've been living in the UK for 1 year. This word is very, very common in the United Kingdom and British English. But you'll never hear this in North America. You will never hear this. Never in North America. Okay? So, unbeknownst. This word is unbeknownst.
Unbeknownst.
Yeah. So if you look at this word, this is an interesting one. I really like British English. I really think it's a beautiful language, and most of the time I like it a lot, but I think this is a silly word because it's very confusing. Unbeknownst. The root is known, and it's un. So much easier, and the North American way of saying this is not known. Not known. So in North America, we would just say not known to them at the time, this darkly brewed, and so on. Okay? So the North American way of saying this would be not known. Not known. Okay?
Yes.
Oh. Any questions? Any questions?
No, thank you.
Very good. Elon, any questions?
No problem.
Very good, very good. So let's move on. Okay, so now we are going to learn our vocabulary words. So, Elon, could you start with the first one?
Primered. Primered to be ready.
Yeah, so this word is prime.
Primed.
Primed. Exactly. Very good. Very good. Jennifer, your turn.
Quell, to end something, normally something violent.
Quell.
Very good. Excellent. Very well done. And here's our funny word. What is this, Elon?
Brouhaha.
Very good.
Brouhaha.
So what is brouhaha?
Inform and a rare loud noise.
Very good. An uproar or a loud noise. I'm going to use this in a sentence because you may never see it again.
Uproar.
So the men left the bar in a brouhaha. So the men left the bar in a brouhaha. That just means the men left the bar in an uproar, or they were making a loud noise. Okay? So again, you may never see this word again. So Jennifer, what's this?
Frolicsome. Playful.
Very good. So, this isn't a very common word except during Christmas. During Christmas. So there's many, many songs from tens, if not hundreds of years ago about Frosty the
Frolicsome.
Snowman. And one word they often use is frolic,
Frolicsome.
which means to frolic in the snow or to be frolicsome. You're not going to hear this word very often, but back tens, if not hundreds of years ago, they used to use the word frolic a lot more. So frolicsome just means playful or having fun. Now, what is this, Elon?
Titillating. Titillating.
Titillating.
Yeah, very good.
Stimulating.
Titillating. Stimulating. Very, very well done.
Stimulating.
Or as you said before, I believe you said, I think you may have said exciting before. That works as well. So stimulating or exciting. Very, very good. Let's continue.
Stimulating.
Oh, sorry. Condemned to be punished to death to show strong disapproval.
Exactly. So condemned, it doesn't have to be death. It doesn't have to be death, but
Succumb.
it's very strong disapproval or punishment. It doesn't necessarily have to be death, but very good. Elon?
Succumb.
Succumb. To die. To submit to an overpowering force.
Very good. So overpowering.
Overpowering.
Overpowering. Very good. Excellent. To submit or to give up. To give up to an overpowering force. Give up to an overpowering force. Very good. And Jennifer, what's this one?
Pardoned. To be forgiven and excused from punishment.
Excellent. So you will often hear this. You will often hear this in the legal system. So often people who are being forgiven or let go of something that they did wrong or they thought to be wrong, they are being pardoned. Okay? Very good.
Thank you.
Good. Excellent. So, Elon, Jennifer, any questions? Any questions about these vocabulary words?
No.
Thank you.
Very good. Let's move on. Okay. So these are just very common expressions that you will hear. So let us see. There we go. So Elon, the first line, and Jennifer, the next line.
Okay. Fresh as a daisy. Fresh as a daisy. Always alert and ready to go.
There you go. Exactly.
Daisy.
Very good. So if we were to go to work and see Jennifer at 6:30 a.m. and she's wide awake because she's a morning person, we could say, Jennifer, you look like you are as fresh as a daisy. So that is an example. You look like you were as fresh as a daisy. Very good. Now, Jennifer, what's this one?
A disservice, injustice.
Very good. Excellent. Very well done. Perfect. So, do either of you have any questions about these expressions? Any questions?
No.
Okay. Jennifer, any questions?
Sorry, no question.
No questions. Okay. So unfortunately, we are out of time for
Injustice.
today. So, as always, I'm really enjoying talking to you, teaching you guys. You guys are awesome. So you did a really good job reading and answering all of the questions, and I can really see that both of you are improving. Every single class I teach you, I see you're using stuff we learned from last class, and you're applying it to the future classes. So that is awesome. Awesome. So before we end for the day, any questions about anything we learned today?
No question. It's very useful. Thank you.
My pleasure. Elon, any questions?
No, thank you.
Very
No
good.
problem.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. So just one thing, I'd ask you guys to leave some feedback at the end of the session. If you love class, let me know you love class. If there's something I could do better, if there's anything I could do to make this class more rewarding to you and so that you could learn as much as possible, please let me know. We really, really appreciate your feedback. But other than that, I hope to see you both soon. Have a great night, Elon, and have a great evening, Jennifer, and have a great night or morning, Elon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Bye.